Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome to another card video. This week I did a multiple fold card, so it's got a really cool fold in it, and then you open it up. But it's just made with an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. So here I am opening it up so you can see. So lengthwise it's 11 inches, and widthwise it's 4 1/4. So you're just going to cut your card the same way you would for a normal card, and then I'll show you what to cut. Okay, so here we go. This is the piece I'm talking about, and what I'm doing is I'm marking the center of the half, so it's 2 3/4 inch over, and then I'm going to mark the center of that, and then I'm going to come out so that I have a total of 3/4 inch. So I'm making a 3/4 inch square to the right of that center mark. Now I'm going to take my cutter that has both a scoring blade and a cutting blade, and this I'm going to cut. So I'm going to line it up so it's just in the middle, and then I'm going to push it down and cut it along that line that I drew. So here I am, I'm going to cut it again. So I'm going to cut it on 3 sides of this square. Alright, now I'm going to take my scoring blade and I'm going to score it from the top, or I'm sorry, here I'm doing it from the bottom up to my cuts, and then from the top up to my cut. So the only thing that's not scored is that middle part of the square, where the square is, that middle part. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it like a regular card, and then I'm going to fold it along my score line. So I've got this little tab sticking out, and that's where I'm going to put my butterfly. Okay, here I'm going to just draw a line at the top, and it's about 1/8 inch down. I'm just use a black marker. And this is just to kind of add a border to the card. Alright, then I'm going to take pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to color it in all the way across on the top and the bottom. Alright, I've got these 2 pieces that are 7/8 inch wide, and oops, I bent that one so I recut it, but 7/8 inch wide by 4 1/4, and I'm going to use pumpkin pie and my foam applicator to create kind of a distressed look. And this is Flight of the Butterfly stamp set by Stampin' Up, and I'm using pumpkin pie, so it's a tone on tone with this little butterfly. I'm going to take some water, I'm just going to spray it into my hand, and I'm going to flick it onto the paper. And that's just going to create some drops. This is a border punch by Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of black and trim it. That's an embossing buddy, and that removes all the static so that your embossing powder doesn't stick to random parts of your cardstock. And this is a butterfly by Hero Arts. I'm going to emboss it using black embossing powder. And the reason I do that is because when I do the watercoloring, it contains the color much better than if you were to just use some ink. This is Tempting Turquoise, and if you notice I squeezed my ink pad so that I got ink on the lid. And I'm taking an aqua painter, and the aqua painter has water inside the pen, and I just squeeze it to get the water out onto the brush. And I'm dipping that brush into the ink that I just squeezed onto the lid. So you use more water to get a lighter color and less water to get a darker color. So I'm going to try to make the blue as dark as I can toward the center where the shadow would be, and then I get lighter as I come out. Then I'm going to come back in with my pumpkin pie, and I'm going to do the same technique, and I'm going to try to get it as dark as I can in the center, and then I just lighten it out as I go out. Next I took some Melon Mambo marker. It's just like a hot pink, and I colored in all those areas that are open. And this is Crumb Cake, just a marker. And I just colored the body in. Now I'm going to cut out the butterfly. This is a set by Hero Arts, and I'm just going to use some Memento ink and the decorative label punch by Stampin' Up. I'm going to take my pumpkin pie and a sponge dauber so I can ink up the edges. And now I've got all my pieces together, so I'm going to adhere it. The orange pieces go on the side, and I trimmed off that black piece. I'm going to use 2-way glue pen, and I'm going to actually tuck it under there so I can get exactly the width of a line that I want. And then I just trim it off. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to stick that sentiment in there. And then I'm going to use a couple of glue dots so that the wings kind of fly off a little bit. I'm going to finish it off with some stickles just on all those little dots of the butterfly. And that's it. So it's a really cute card, something simple, doesn't use a whole bunch of paper and a bunch of folds, it's pretty simple. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.